So hello YouTube, I hope everyone is doing fantastic. It's Califax here and we're back with another market outlook series. So I really hope you guys had a great beginning of the Q4. I think we just started right on October the 2nd. So I mean, me personally, we just had a very nice start. We started with the right foot on this new, quarter, on the last quarter of the year, and I hope you guys also had a good one. And so let's not take too much time. Let's start from EURUSD. We're here on the weekly. Let's start from the monthly time frame. And I mean, if you look at the monthly time frame, we can see that EURUSD is still heavily bearish up to this point. We had a break of structure, price came back, gave us a mitigation, then a second break of structure, price comes to around above 50% of the fib of the range. So if you put the fib from that high all the way to this low, we can see price came perfectly at 61.8. Yeah, that's 61.8 Fibonacci zone, which is a premium golden zone to start to look for sales. So price comes into this supply zone and we start to see this strong reaction right here to the downside, this huge body candle. So that shows that this supply zone up to this point is still holding, right? So if you drop down, for example, to the daily time frame, so we can see here when we come to the daily time frame, once price had tapped this monthly supply zone, we just had this strong change of character. I mean, price came all the way down, took out this decisional low that was responsible for taking this previous high, and price just ended up taking all these lows right here, just showing the better strength, control over the markets up to this point. So I mean, the daily just turned bearish. So if you drop down to 4-hour time frame, which is what I usually look at as an intraday trader, I tend to focus more on the daily and the 4-hour price intention, right? So if we look at the 4-hour, price is absolutely bearish up to this point. We had a break of structure here, price mitigated, broke structure, it left this unmitigated supply zone above. Now there is a one thing that we saw here is that we had this previous structure low, high, and low. Price came up, grabbed liquidity above the previous high, and then dropped. So technically we can say that this is a strong high because it grabbed liquidity from the previous high and then went on to violate the previous low. So this can be a form of RTO, which is a return to order block, before we see price continue to push all the way down. But at the same time, price can use these highs right here as inducement for price to come all the way up into this supply zone, and then we have that major sell to the downside. So as of now, we're going to monitor the reaction at each point of interest. This is actually a 4-hour supply zone, so I would like to see a sort of M15 change of character to the downside that would tell me that, okay, this 4-hour supply zone is still holding, right? So that's it for EURUSD. Let's move to the next pair. Now, Aussie dollar, we can start from the weekly time frame just to quickly understand. I mean, we can clearly see, even just going up the time frame to the monthly, we can see that the overall, we had a break of structure here, mitigation, break of structure, mitigation. Now we're seeing price coming all the way down. So our expectation is to see price continue all the way down, taking this monthly previous structure low, right? Simple as that. Now we drop down to the weekly because we want to understand what's going on within that monthly range, right? So we come to the weekly, we can see that the structure is absolutely bearish. Had a break, pull back, break, price comes up, uses this previous highs inducement to react to an unmitigated supply zone here, and then we start to see this drop to the downside. So price is just very close to take out this weekly previous structure low and maintain the overall bearish order flow on the weekly as well as the monthly, right? So we can see how we're lining up the confluences, right? Just doing that top-down analysis. So we drop down to 4-hour, right, which is our higher time frame for intraday traders. So we want to look at what's going on the 4-hour, right? So if we look at what happened previously, is we had a break of structure right here, right? So price ended up had broken this structure low, right? So we had a break, price came back, mitigated, and then we had a break of structure here with a body closure. So this actually was weak breaks, attempts to break, price started to push up, but also it failed to break the previous swing highs. Then we had the final right here, confirmation, border closure all the way down. Price comes back, respects the supply zone, and breaks structure again. So now we actually have this supply zone, this huge supply zone. Yes, I could have refined all the way up into this candle, but there is a possibility the price may just react to this zone, especially because it's very, very close to the weekly previous structure low. So price can just come here, and if it gives me a M50, I'll wait for M15 change of character once price comes into this 4 hour, and then we can drop all, we can look for sales on the lower time frames and target ultimately this week low as well as the monthly previous low. So all the confidence are there from the monthly all the way to 4 hour. Everything is bearish, so we want to wait for medium time frame, especially if you trade lower time frame. Wait for medium time frame to also shift from bullish to bearish. It will be a very good confluence. So that's it for Aussie dollar. Let's move to the next pair. So the pound dollar, we can start from the monthly time frame. It's very important to just understand the overall higher time frame intention. It's very clear that it's bearish, right? We had a break, mitigation of supply zone, then we had a second break. Now price came back into this supply zone way above 50%, which is a premium level golden zone to start to look for sales, and price now starts to have this huge reaction. We can see this huge body candle to the downside right here, right? So we drop down, we can drop down to the weekly at first so we can see something. So let me just come to weekly time frame, because we have something quite interesting. Is that up to this point, remember we had a break of structure right here to the upside, then pull back, and then a push into that monthly supply zone. Now price at this moment is reacting at this weekly demand zone, right? So that doesn't, confirm that price is going to be bullish, because overall price is supposed to be bearish, right? Because the monthly is heavily bearish, so we expect price to come all the way down and grab the monthly previous low. But sometimes it's very important to just monitor the reaction at each point of interest, right? So price comes into this demand zone and starts to have this kind of reaction here. So if we drop down, for example, to 4 hour, right, as an intraday, I'm very much I want to make sure that if I'm gonna take trades on the lower time frames, at least 4 hour, M15, all got to be right bearish as well, right? So on this scenario right here, at this particular point, if we look at the 4 hour structure, is absolutely bearish. We had a break here, mitigation, second break, price comes into this supply zone and is still respected the supply zone, right? So what I want to see is if we drop down, for example, to M15, I still want to see M15 change of character once price comes here. So up to this point on M15, the structure is still bullish. So I want to see price giving me a M15 change of character. This was the structure of swing high. This right here swing low. Then we have the high, and price made a low here. So now I'm seeing price actually giving a reluctancy here, which is a high reluctance. Is price failing to give another high. So if price breaks below right here, and I'm gonna monitor the reaction at this demand zone, because this was the decisional low that was responsible for taking out this swing high. So if price comes all the way down, I will monitor reaction. I would love to see another violation, and then this will just tell me that the M15, this 4 hour supply zone, is holding strength, and M15 has shifted from bullish to bearish, right? So simple as that. Price just tapped this 4 hour. We're gonna monitor the reaction on M15, and if we get a nice confirmation to the downside, then we can start to look for sales on the lower time frame. Simple. So let's move to the next pair. So Kiwi dollar, starting from the weekly time frame, it's just the same thing. Very clean price action. Price broke structure, pulled back, and then I had a break. Price comes into this, use this as inducement to come into an unmitigated supply zone, and then we have this nice change of character to the downside. We have a sweep of liquidity. Price comes into this weekly supply zone, and we actually, this was the point of interest right here, but actually there was I would say a buy to sell week on the daily. That's why price reacted here and started to drop all the way down. So price is just very close to take out this weekly previous low, and if I go up the time frame to the monthly, so we can understand the overall bearish intention, we can see that we actually want to take out this monthly previous structure low. So right here, let me just zoom this so we can see we had a break, mitigation, and then we just expecting price to take out this weekly previous low as well as the monthly previous low. So everything from the monthly, weekly, everything is bearish. We drop down, for example, to the daily time frame. Just real quick, we come to the daily time frame. We can see that everything is bearish as well on the daily. Price comes into this daily supply zone that was the decisional buy before the sell that went on to take this major daily low right here. So if we drop down to 4 hours, we actually had a change of character within that range, which is this one right here. Price just broke structure right here, close, give an internal change of character, and now price is reacting at the supply zone. We also have one at the extreme that still has imbalance, so this was the catalyst move responsible for taking out the previous structure low right here, right? So price comes here. I'm still gonna monitor M15 change of character at this point of interest. If this gets violated, we still have this one where price is most likely, I mean, it's a valid point of reaction. So if I come to M15, I believe we still yeah, the structure is still bullish. We had a high, low, and then a high right here. So as far as I can see, so far price kind of struggling to close above. So I'm gonna monitor the reaction. If price gives me a change of character below this low, I'll start to look for sales on the lower time frame. So up to this point, we just need to be patient, allow the price action to do its thing, and we wait for our conferences to show up, right? So let's move to the next. USD CAD, let's start from the monthly time frame just to quickly understand the overall higher time frame intention on this pair, because it's very clear. If we look at the monthly time frame, we had a break, price pulls back, comes all the way up using these highs right here as inducement, and then goes all the way down to break this previous structure low. So we can see that on the monthly, the UCAD is pretty much bearish, right? And price just came into this monthly supply zone. So once price comes here, we can drop down either to the weekly or daily, so we can start to look for the order flow shift from bullish to bearish to show that this monthly supply zone is still holding up to this point. So let's drop down to the daily time frame. That's basically what we need. If we look at the daily, we can clearly see, looking just at the swing structures, right? Let me just mark up right here the swing structures real quick. We can say that we have this swing high, swing low, then we had this swing high, and then price made this low. So we had a change of character, price comes up, mitigates, then gives us this strong right here push to the downside, creating this major swing low after this high. And now price just came into this weekly daily / weekly supply zone, right? So I would say this is a daily, because I mean it just looks like a very nice, we have this very nice daily candle right here. I actually referring to the wick because the wick signifies that this was the last point of buyer's exhaustion before the sellers came in, push price to create this change of characters and break all these swing lows. So price comes into my daily supply zone. You guys already know I want to see 4-hour change of character, right? So up to this point, that's exactly what price did. It gave us exactly the change of character that we was looking for. So let me just zoom in a little bit more right here. So right here, we just had a beautiful change of character right here. So if we look at what's going on, is price tapped this supply zone, pulled back, and then pushed all the way to the upside, and we had this V-shaped recovery right here, which is aggressive in and out, right? So we had a nice change of character. Price ended up taking this you know, swing, previous swing low. Now what I'm expecting to see is price may use this high as inducement, although price reacted to some decision or supply zone, but I still believe we have imbalances above, so price can end up using this previous high as inducement right here, right? So I'm gonna expect to see let me just let go of this. So I'm expecting to see price pulling back all the way up to this 4-hour supply zone. Once price comes here, I will wait for M15 change of character, and then I can start to look for sales on the lower time frame. So up to this point, we have the confluence that we wanted to see. Price comes to a daily, we want to see 4-hour change of character. Price just gave us 4-hour change of character, right? So it was all about being patient, wait for price to bring all the confluences together. Now we want to see price pulling back. I mean, by the time being, I think if we just wait for price to come to the supply, It may take us a while, especially as an intraday trader. So one thing we can do is we can monitor this 4 hour supply and say, okay, if price gives him M15 to the upside, maybe I can buy up into this supply zone or even to this supply zone right here. Just counter trend it. So wait for M15 to give you that change of character to the upside, right? Even 2 breaks of structures, that will be the best way for you to ride the counter trend with high probability. So up to this point, we can see the M15 is still bearish. So we wait for price to take out this high, come back, and then we can start to buy up, right? So that's it for you, CAD. Let's move to the last pair. So our last pair today, as always, is gold. It's going to be gold. If you look at gold, I mean, gold basically did exactly what we wanted to see doing from just looking weeks back when I did a couple breakdown, weekly outlooks. We wanted to see price coming down to this weekly demand zone, and price just arrived there. If you look back in history, we had break, mitigation, break, price comes into this demand zone, right here mitigates and pushes all the way to the upside. Now we have a ton of liquidity sitting above, right? We can see relative equal highs, triple tops at this zone. So I'm expecting gold to start to push all the way up, maybe from this demand zone, or price may decide to come all the way down to this one right here, right? Because it grabbed this ton of liquidity right here. So price had grabbed this ton of liquidity right here and pushed to the upside. So I'm expecting that maybe if price gives me a 4 hour change of character to the upside, maybe it will tell me that the weekly demand zone is still holding, or if not, it may come to this one. So if we drop down, for example, to the 4 hour, this demand zone actually refined with the daily. So if you look left, I mean, we can see, let me just drag this to the left. Let me just use this tool right here. So we can see price actually came into this daily demand zone right here. This is actually a weekly, but I refined on the daily time frame. And let me just push this to the side right here. So we can see this, I mean, this demand zone that is sitting right here, down here. So I mean, it's a very, very, very extreme demand zone. But up to this point, I'm really not comfortable about this demand holding. I'm still gonna monitor the price action. But if we look at the 4 hour, we just had a break of structure right here to the upside, right? So this right here was a low, this was the high. Price then attempted to make these lows right here. It started to fail to close below. Then immediately we had a push to the upside right here, right? So what I'm still expecting, and if I come down to 2 hours time frame, is we have a change of character to the upside right here on the hourly, right? So I want to see what's going to be the reaction at this demand zone. Will this demand hold? If it holds, I would love to see another break of structure to the upside, just to be, just to have that confirmation that gold will still continue bullish, right? So I need to see price coming back, respect this demand zone. If it gives me M15 change of character, maybe I can look to buy, right? But I would love to see another break, just to have that another layer of confirmation that this demand zone is holding, because price went all the way to the extreme of that demand zone. So it may show that maybe the demand is not that strong and price may want to come to the one below. But I'll wait. If price gives me 2 breaks of structures on 4 hour, that's when I'm gonna be bullish on gold. So that's it for the breakdown, guys. I hope you guys smash the next week. We gotta have a great end of this year. And if you guys enjoyed the video, smash the like button for me. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And if you in need of mentorship, feel free to reach out to me. My contact is on the description box below. And I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. Peace.